Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video. Today I will be ranking my top 50 roller coasters I've ridden in 2025. This year was a great year for coasters for me. There is definitely going to be a lot of changes on this list. There is a lot of new coasters I rode this year that are on the list, and a lot of new coasters that I've rode in the past that made this list this year. And I think a lot of people will be surprised with how much this list actually has changed. But I hope you guys are ready to watch this video because we are going to get started right now. Starting off the list at number 50 is Thunderbolt at Kennywood. This is a great classic winning coaster with some great laterals and some very underrated moments of airtime. This ride also runs at a very good pace. Overall, this is a great classic winning coaster. At number 49, we have Wolverine Wildcat. This was easily one of the biggest surprises of the year for me. This ride has some great moments of airtime and some very underrated laterals. This ride is the best coaster at Michigan's Adventure, which is definitely a hot take for most people. But in my opinion, this ride is just great. At number 48, we have Silver Bullet. This is one of the most underrated B&Ms I've ridden. This inverted coaster has some great snap-on inversions. It is also very forceful, especially in the second half on that helix, and that twist, and those two corkscrews are insanely snappy. Plus, the ride runs at a very good pace. Overall, this is a great B&M inverted coaster. At number 47, we have Full Throttle. This is a great premier ride launch coaster. That first launch is awesome, but that second launch is also really good, especially when you're launching forwards into that top hat. That acceleration is great. The pacing on this ride is also phenomenal. And that one inversion going into the second launch is very snappy. Plus, the loop provides some great hang time, and you get some great airtime going down the top hat. At number 46, we have Accelerator. This is my favorite currently operating intimate hydraulic launch coaster I've ridden. That top hat provides some amazing airtime, and the ride has great pacing. Plus, the overbanks provide some underrated forces, and that launch is super powerful. At number 45, we have King to Cod. This ride was absolutely fantastic. That launch was super powerful, and the rattle on this ride added to the ride's experience and made it feel way more intense. Overall, this ride, I definitely missed it a lot. Long live the King. At number 44, we have Diamondback. This is a fantastic B&M hypercoaster and one of the best B&M hypercoasters in my opinion. That drop provides some amazing flow ejector airtime, and the first two camelbacks are absolutely amazing and provide great flow ejector airtime as well. Along with the third camelback after the turnaround, that also provides some great flow ejector airtime. And the other hills provide some great floater airtime. Overall, Diamondback is definitely one of B&M's best hypercoasters and a must-ride when you go to Kings Island. At number 43, we have my favorite B&M hypercoaster and a new entry to my top 50, Raging Bull at Six Flags Great America. This ride is absolutely phenomenal. That drop and the drop off the midcourse provide some amazing ejector airtime. That camelback provides some great flow ejector airtime, and the other hills on this ride provide some great float airtime. I don't know what happened to this ride, because when I voted in 2024, it did not do any of that. But this year, it just felt totally relentless from beginning to end. Definitely the best B&M hypercoaster I've done, and easily the best coaster at Six Flags Great America. At number 42, we have Riddler's Revenge. This is an absolutely fantastic B&M stand-up coaster and the best B&M stand-up coaster B&M has ever built. This ride has insane forces. Your feet are basically numb the entire ride. The inversions are also great on this ride as they pull some great forces. And the corkscrews and some of the other inversions are also very snappy on this ride. Overall, Riddler's Revenge is an absolutely amazing B&M coaster and a must-ride when you go to Six Flags Magic Mountain. At number 41, we have Raptor. This is a fantastic B&M inverted coaster with some great pacing, some great whip on the inversions, the best inversion being that Cobra roll that absolutely throws you through it. The zero G roll on this is also great, and so is that corkscrew. The ride is also very forceful and intense as it has some great foot numbing throughout the entire ride. Night rides on Raptor are also insane. Make sure to get one when you're at Cedar Point. Overall, Raptor is an amazing B&M inverted coaster. At number 40, we have Alpengeist at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. This is an absolutely amazing B&M inverted coaster and one of B&M's best inverted coasters. The pacing on this ride is absurd as it rips through its way out. It has amazing forces, great foot numbing throughout the entire ride, and that Cobra roll is absolutely demented. At number 39, we have quite possibly the biggest shocker of the year for me, and that is Boost Streak at Cedar Point. Now, I rode Boost Streak back in 2021 and 2024, And I thought it was a good classic winning coaster, but this year, oh my gosh, something happened to it because the airtime was absolutely absurd on every hill. I was like flying out of your seat. You nearly get standing airtime on this ride. It's so good. I nearly put this higher on my list actually. But basically, those two hills after the drop are absolutely insane. Those are just great pops of ejector airtime. And there's also some other great moments of airtime on this ride. Blue Streak is fantastic. At number 38, we have Twisted Cycle, and while this is one of the weaker RMCs in my opinion, this is still a fantastic coaster with some great pops of ejector earth time. Some of the versions give some great hang time and whip, and also the ride runs at a pretty good pace when it's warm out. Usually when it's colder out though, it actually runs slower, so make sure to ride this on a hot summer day if you want to ride it at its full potential. But overall, yeah, Twisted Cyclone is a fantastic coaster still. At number 37, we have Jersey Devil Coaster. This is an awesome RMC single rail coaster with some great pops of ejector airtime, some great whip. That drop provides some amazing airtime. It is one of the best drops on any coaster. Without the trim brakes being on nowadays, the ride absolutely rips through its layout. Plus, the ride has some very good forces as well. Overall, Jersey Devil Coaster is an absolutely awesome RMC Raptor. At number 36, we have Wonder Woman Flight of Courage. This is basically everything I just described Jersey Devil as, except it adds 2 more elements to the ride, which is why I put it over Jersey Devil Coaster. Overall, as well, this is an amazing RMC single rail coaster. At number 35, we have the Beast at Kings Island. This is a phenomenal winning coaster, and also the world's longest winning coaster. The ride has great pacing throughout the entire ride. The roughness makes this ride feel absolutely out of control, and night rides on this ride are absolutely crazy. If you want to experience a good night ride, make sure to ride the Beast at night, because it has one of the best night rides you will ever get on any coaster. Overall, Beast is absolutely a fantastic coaster and a must ride when you go to Kings Island. At number 34, we have Ravine Flyer 2. This is an absolutely amazing winning coaster with some great pops of ejector airtime, some amazing laterals, and the pacing on this ride is absolutely fantastic. At such a small park like Waldameer, it is insane thinking about how they have such a standout winning coaster. And it's definitely a reason to go to Waldameer because Ravine Flyer 2 is an absolutely amazing winning coaster. At number 33, we have Ghost Rider. This is another fantastic winning coaster with some amazing pacing, some great airtime, and the laterals are absolutely amazing on this ride. Night rides on this ride are absolutely insane, and that's the time when you gotta ride it. Earlier in the day, it's good, but at night, it's elite. That's when it becomes prime Ghost Rider at night. So make sure when you go to Knott's to ride Ghost Rider at nights, because that's when Ghost Rider runs at its prime. But overall, Ghost Rider is a fantastic winning coaster. At number 32, we have Tatsu at Six Flags Magic Mountain. This is a fantastic beat-up flying coaster and easily the best flying coaster I have ridden. The ride is very intense, has some great snap to it, and that pretzel loop is absolutely demonic as it pulls some blackout forces. Not to mention the ride goes very fast through its layout as the pacing is very good. Overall, Tatsu is a fantastic B&M and a must ride when you go to Six Flags Magic Mountain. At number 32, we have Mystic Timbers. This is a fantastic GCI winning coaster and the best GCI winning coaster I've done. Now, it was not as good as last year as it fell off a little bit, but it is still a fantastic winning coaster with absolutely insane pacing and some fantastic airtime moments. Not to mention, it feels absolutely relentless as it goes through its layout very quickly. Overall, Mystic Timbers is a fantastic coaster and easily the second best coaster at Kings Island, but it's not the best. At number 30, we have the best coaster at Kings Island and the biggest shocker of the year easily. It is Adventure Express. This ride is absolutely crazy. The laterals are some of the best you will experience on any coaster. The ride absolutely hauls through its layout. And there is some surprising moments of airtime on the ride, including this one pop of airtime that has a very strong pop of ejector. Not to mention that last lift hill is awesome with all the effects and the sound effects it has. Adventure Express is just overall a fantastic coaster and is the best coaster at Kings Island and a must ride when you go. Now, I've heard night rides on it are also insane, but I have yet to get a night ride on it, and I can't wait to get a night ride on it in the future. At number 29, we have another shocker of the year, and that is Woodland Run at Kentucky Kingdom. This is an amazing winning coaster with some amazing pops of ejector airtime, some awesome laterals, and it actually goes through its layout at a pretty good pace. I was absolutely shocked by this ride, and it was actually earlier in the day the best ride in the park because until Wind Chaser warmed up, which you will see Wind Chaser much higher on this list. I thought Woodwind Run was absolutely crazy, and throughout the whole day, it was just running fantastic. What an underrated and amazing wooden coaster. At number 28, we have the best B&M inverted coaster I've ridden, and what I think is probably the best B&M inverted coaster out there. That is Afterburner Carowinds. This ride is relentless. It absolutely hauls through its way out. The entire ride is insanely forceful. That vertical loop has great positives. That zero G roll is insanely snappy. The Batwing is also very snappy with some great forces at the bottom of it. And the corkscrew is demented as you just absolutely rip through it. Overall, Afterburn is an absolutely amazing inverted coaster. At number 27, we have the second best coaster at Carowinds, that being Copperhead Strike. This ride is fantastic, has some amazing airtime, is very snappy, and also has some very underrated positives. Not to mention that the pacing on this ride is actually quite underrated, as it feels way faster when you're on the ride than how it looks off the ride. Overall, Copperhead Strike is an amazing coaster, but it's not the best coaster at Carowinds. That goes to Fury 325 at number 26. This is a fantastic B&M, and it absolutely flies through its layout, as the pacing on it is ferocious in the first half. Not to mention the ride has some pretty snappy moments and some very good moments of flow-jector airtime. Well, the drop is actually ejector, but every other moment is flow-jector. Overall, Fury is a great coaster, and as you saw, I had 3 Carowinds coasters right next to each other, and that's because it's interchangeable, basically. All 3 of those coasters are fantastic, and the next time I go, who knows, maybe my top 3 at the park could change, but right now, Fury is number 1 in the park. Into the top 25 we go, and number 25 is Cyclops at Mount Olympus. This is a fantastic winning coaster with some amazing moments of ejector airtime, especially this one drop right here, as in the back where you go absolutely soaring out of your seat. Not to mention the pacing on this ride is actually very good. Overall, Cyclops is a very underrated and really good winning coaster. At number 24, we have the Raven. This is a fantastic winning coaster with great pacing, some very good moments of ejector airtime, and is also very aggressive as it absolutely rips through its way out. Night rides on the Raven are also very good. This is overall a fantastic winning coaster. It is number 4 at Holiday World, but that just shows how good this park's lineup is, and you'll see the top 3 at Holiday World line up higher on this list. Speaking of the top 3 coasters at Holiday World, number 23 is Thunderbird at Holiday World. This is actually my favorite B&M coaster I have ridden. It is very, very aggressive, very forceful. The pacing on it is insane, and it's very snappy. Overall, this is a fantastic wing coaster. It is the 3rd best coaster at Holiday World, but it is a fantastic coaster. At number 22 is Steel Curtain. If you've known me since 2021, you have probably know that I am a big fan of Steel Curtain at Kennywood. This is a great SNS steel looping coaster with some amazing snappy moments. It is very forceful, and the pacing on it is also very good. Plus, it has some great moments of ejector airtime, and it absolutely snaps through every single inversion. Steel Curtain is overall an amazing coaster, and the 2nd best coaster at Kennywood. At number 21, we have Zeus at Mount Olympus. This is a fantastic winning coaster with amazing pacing, some amazing moments of ejector time, and some great laterals. Now, when I first wrote this year, well, I wrote it last year, actually, for the first time, and I loved it last year. But this year, it was even better than it was last year. I actually had it higher on my rankings at first, but then I did drop it down a little bit. But overall, nonetheless, Zeus is a fantastic winning coaster and a must-ride when you go to Mount Olympus. At number 20, we have Wicked Cyclone at Six Flags New England. This is an amazing RMC coaster with some amazing airtime, some amazing hang time on the inversions, and it has some underrated laterals. Not to mention the pacing on this ride is very underrated. People say it crawls through the layout. However, I find the pacing on Wicked Cyclone to actually be very good, as it feels like it goes way faster through its way out than people say. Overall, Wicked Cyclone is a very underrated and amazing RMC coaster, and easily the best coaster at Six Flags New England. Still speaking on the topic of RMCs, number 19 is Twisted Timbers at King's Dominion. This is another fantastic RMC with some amazing ejector time, some amazing inversions. That drop is great. The cutback is one of my favorite inversions on any coaster, and those 2 camelbacks in a row provide some amazing ejector time along with the double down moment. Overall, this is a fantastic RMC, easily the 2nd best coaster at King's Dominion, and overall, just a fantastic coaster and a must-ride when you go to the park. At number 19, we have Pantheon. This is easily the best coaster at Busch Gardens Williamsburg and the second best coaster in Virginia. This ride is fantastic as it has basically all. It has great launches, it has some great inversions, it has some great moments of ejector airtime, it has some great snappy moments. While the ride is short, definitely, it is still fantastic and overall just packs a punch. If you love launch coasters, you will definitely love Pantheon because this is a great coaster. At number 17, we have Skyrush at Hershey Park. This is another amazing Intamin coaster with some great airtime, and it's very intense. Plus, the pacing on it is very, very good. Skyrush is also very aggressive. Now, I didn't go to Hershey Park this year, unfortunately. I kind of just didn't have the time to go. But I feel like this actually could have moved up higher if I went back. But nonetheless, Skyrush is a fantastic Intamin coaster and a must-ride when you go to Hershey Park. At number 16, we have Hades 360. This is an absolutely amazing wooden coaster with ferocious pacing, some amazing moments of ejector time, some great laterals, and at 0G will provide some great hang time and forces. The ride absolutely rips through its layout, and it's the best pacing on possibly any wooden coaster I've ridden. This ride absolutely hauls, and it is just overall an amazing wooden coaster and easily the best coaster at Mount Olympus. Into the top 15 we go, and number 15 is X2 at Six Flags Magic Mountain. As I've said before, this is the most intense and out of control coaster basically that I've ridden. The ride is very intense. The ride has some great whip, obviously. Especially that Raven dive, the final one, is absolutely absurd. The first one also is very good, and that drop is absolutely amazing, the best drop on any coaster. While the pacing on this ride isn't very good, and the ride is definitely a rough ride, X2 is still overall an absolutely incredible coaster. One of the craziest experiences you'll ever get on any coaster, and it's just overall a incredible coaster, easily Aero's second best coaster, the second best coaster at Six Flags Magic Mountain, and I'd say you have to get out there very soon because who knows how long X2 has left with the new merger just starting. So overall, get to Six Flags Magic Mountain fast so you could get a ride on X2 because it is incredible. Number 14 is Top Thrill 2 at Cedar Point. As you can tell, compared to my ranking of it last year, this moved up a ton. This ride has an amazing moment of ejector airtime on the top hat. The spike also gives some great airtime. The launches, well, not the first launch, but the other two are very powerful, and that spiral downwards is absolutely demented as you just get absolutely tossed to the side of the train, providing some insane laterals and some insane forces. Top Thrill 2 overall is just a fantastic coaster, one of the best launch coasters I've ridden easily, and overall it's a must ride when you go to Cedar Point. It is the tallest coaster in North America that is currently operating, obviously, right now. But overall, Top Thrill 2 is a rush like no other, basically. It is just absolutely amazing. At number 13, we have Wind Chaser. Now, I mentioned this ride earlier in the video, saying that originally earlier in the day, this wasn't best in the park. Because earlier in the day, it actually ran really slow and the airtime was weaker. But then throughout the day, especially later in the day, this ride warmed up so much. The airtime was just absolutely ejector everywhere. The ride went through the layout very fast. It is overall a powerful RMC, the best coaster at Kentucky Kingdom for sure, and definitely a must ride when you go. A high tier RMC in my opinion, I'd say. Just overall, a fantastic coaster that if you love RMCs, you will definitely love this one. At number 12, we have the Legend at Holiday World. This ride is absolutely relentless as it has insane laterals, some great moments of ejector airtime, and the pacing on it is absolutely ferocious. Not to mention, night rides on this ride are absolutely crazy as you cannot see a thing throughout the ride at night as it absolutely hauls through its layout. Overall, Legend is an amazing wooden coaster, one of the best wooden coasters in North America easily in my opinion, and the second best coaster at Holiday World. Barely missing the top 10 is Lightning Rod at number 11. This is an amazing RMC coaster with some amazing airtime moments, some very good pops of ejector time, especially around that double down and that twist and shout. Not to mention the ride runs very fast throughout its layout. I rode the launched version, so I did ride it in 2021 before the chain lift, so that's what I'm basing my opinion off of with this ride. but overall, Lightning Rod is a fantastic RMC coaster with some amazing pops of ejector airtime, has some very underrated laterals, and the pacing on it is great, and it is easily the best coaster at Dollywood. Into the top 10 we go, and number 10 is El Toro at Six Flags Great Adventure. This ride is absolutely relentless. All the airtime moments on this ride provide amazing ejector airtime. Those first two camelbacks in the Rolling Thunder Hill and that first drop are absolutely insane. The Rolling Thunder Hill is one of the best airtime moments you will experience. The ride has very good pacing, and the ending is very snappy. Overall, El Toro is a fantastic and amazing winning coaster, and it was easily the best coaster at Six Flags Great Adventure. At number 9, we have Maverick at Cedar Point. This is an amazing intimate blitz coaster with some great airtime, very good pacing. The ride is also very intense, and the layout on this ride is also fantastic. Not to mention that second launch is absolutely crazy. Plus, the ride is very snappy as well. Overall, Maverick is an amazing intimate coaster and a must ride when you go to Cedar Point, and definitely top 4 in the park. At number 8 is Siren's Curse at Cedar Point. This is an amazing Vekoma coaster and has made me so excited for more modern new Vekoma thrill coasters. This ride has amazing ejector airtime, amazing snap, it's very intense. Now, earlier in the season, I actually found it to be quite mid as it didn't have the strongest airtime. It didn't feel like that intense, but I don't know what happened over the months after it opened because it got so much better. Every single ride just got better and better. The pacing on this ride is also phenomenal. It's intense. It has great airtime. I have a review of Siren's Curse out on my channel. Make sure to check that review out, and you'll hear more of my thoughts on this amazing Vekoma. At number 7 is Intimidator 305 at Kings Dominion. I will always call it by its OG name. This is an amazing Giga coaster and one of Intamin's best coasters overall, if not their best. This is easily the best Giga coaster in the world, in my opinion. The ride has amazing airtime, actually. It is super intense, one of the most intense coasters on the planet. It's super snappy, one of the most snappy coasters on the planet in my opinion as well, and the pacing is absolutely phenomenal. There are absolutely no cons with this ride. It does everything well. I'm planning on going back to Kings Dominion next year, and I'm so excited to finally re-ride this again because it is overall an absolutely incredible and amazing coaster and a must-ride when you go to Kings Dominion, and the best coaster in the park easily. In number 6 is Twisted Colossus at Six Flags Magic Mountain. This is an incredible RMC and one of their best. The ride has amazing ejector airtime, has some great moments of snap and hang time, and the ride has some very good pacing. While that section in the middle of the ride where it does slow down a bit and go up the second chain lift is a little bit of a dead spot, the rest of the ride is absolutely incredible and is a powerhouse and is easily the best coaster at Six Flags Magic Mountain, and overall one of RMC's best coasters. Into the top 5 we go, and number 5 is Phantom's Revenge at Kennywood. What an absolutely fantastic hypercoaster. The ride has some of the best ejector time you'll experience on any coaster. The pacing on this ride is ferocious. It's very forceful at some moments throughout the ride, and overall it is an absolute powerhouse of a coaster. Absolutely one of the best coasters possibly out there. The second best coaster in Pennsylvania easily, and overall just an incredible hypercoaster. At number 4 is Magnum XL 200 at Cedar Point. This is an ejector airtime filled machine. Those triangle hills are some of the strongest airtime moments you will ever experience, if not the strongest I've experienced. That camelback provides amazing ejector airtime. The drop in the back row provides some great airtime as well. This drop in the back row also provides some great airtime. That pretzel knot after the first camelback is actually pulls some very good forces. The ride has some very underrated pacing, and trimless rides on Magnum when it's warmed up, I'm not lying when I say it would be my number 2 overall probably. That's how insane Magnum is when it is trimless and warmed up. Overall, Magnum XL 200 is an absolutely incredible hypercoaster, and I hope it sticks around for a very long time, and I was honored to be a ride-op for this amazing ride in 2025. At number 3 is the crown of Cedar Point and the best coaster at Cedar Point, Steel Vengeance. This ride is a powerhouse. There is ejector time all over this ride. Many other snappy moments. The ride has amazing pacing and overall is relentless from beginning to end. If you love airtime filled coasters and coasters with great pacing, Steel Vengeance is an absolutely incredible RMC, one of the best RMCs out there, and overall one of the world's best coasters as well. Just overall such an amazing coaster. And definitely, easily a must ride when you go to Cedar Point. At number 2 is Pennsylvania's best coaster and Hershey Park's best coaster easily, Wildcat's Revenge. This was my number 1 last year, if you watched my rankings last year, but it dropped 1 spot because there's just a coaster above it that outgains everything for me. But nonetheless, Wildcat's Revenge is an ejector airtime fill machine. The pacing is ferocious. It has amazing laterals, great hang time, very good snap. There is absolutely no cons, no dead spots with this ride. This ride, absolutely fantastic. Every element hits so hard. This is overall an amazing RMC. In my opinion, a top 2 RMC out there probably. And just one of RMC's best creations easily. Definitely you need to go out there to Hershey Park and ride Wildcat's Revenge, because this ride is one of the world's best coasters. But it's not my number 1 overall, because that honor goes to The Voyage at Holiday World. I said in my review of The Voyage, if you have watched it, that I think this is the greatest coaster ever built, and I still stand by that statement. There is absolutely no dead spots, nothing wrong with this ride. It is relentless from beginning to end. Amazing pacing, incredible ejector earth time. Night rides on this trimless, which I was able to experience this year, are the best coaster experience you will get on any coaster in the world. Overall, Voyage, just absolutely incredible. Anybody out there who's a coaster enthusiast needs to get to Holiday World, or anybody who just likes roller coasters needs to go to Holiday World to ride this amazing coaster. It is the greatest coaster ever built, in my opinion. I don't see anything possibly topping this other than maybe a Janica and Dinoconda. This is just overall an amazing coaster, a absolute masterpiece, and just I can't even express how amazing this ride is still. You got to watch my review on The Voyage if you want to hear more about it, because I could go on and on about this ride. So that is my top 50 coasters of 2025. Make sure to like this video, also subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.